So what's going on with the book, man? So is it released yet, or are you waiting till Sunday?
It's on Amazon, and I have the books.
Okay.
But it's out, man. A couple of my fraternity brothers, they ordered it on Amazon. They got it already.
Okay.
And I got the copies at my crib, so it's official. Like it's surreal right now. It really is, man.
So did you go through Create Space?
I went through Create Space.
Okay.
I went through Create Space.
Yeah,
I went to a book seminar, and the book seminar I went to, I knew she was a Toledo author. She lives in Atlanta.
Rose Bush?
Rose.
Yeah. Okay.
I went to her seminar. One, just to support her. Two, to learn something. Come to find out, she my cousin.
For real?
And yeah, she gave everybody who was at the book seminar the steps to create space, what she did, how she did it, boom, 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 laid it out. I'm like, yeah, this is a sign I gotta push forward with my book.
Right.
She went through Create Space. I think her first one she didn't go through Create Space.
Okay.
And then she was like, Create Space is cheaper, better, faster. She was like, do it through Create Space. So
okay.
That's how I end up with Create Space.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm planning on going through when I finally release mine. So that's crazy though. So did you already have it written, or
most of it?
Okay.
Because what happened, I stopped writing when I was in the fire academy.
Okay.
So I stopped writing for 6 months, and when I got to fire academy, I was like, I'm gonna finish it when I got to academy. And when I was in the academy, I couldn't substitute teach. So as soon as I got out of academy, like because when I went from Jeep to fire department, I took an instant $20,000 pay cut.
Okay.
So as soon as I got out of the academy, I started picking up sub jobs because I wasn't subbing in the academy, and I wanted to catch up on my money.
Right.
So I was putting off writing again. I was writing, but not like I should have been. So then when the school year was over, I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do is lock myself in the library every second day off work, because we work 24 on, 48 off. I'm like, I'm gonna treat writing like a job until I finish my book.
Okay.
So I was going to the library on my second day off work when school let out, so I couldn't sub. So I ain't had no excuse.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna go to the library, lock myself in the library for 4 to 6 hours, and just write until my book finished.
Okay.
So that's pretty much how I had most of it written. I was determined to finish it.
That's what's up.
So that was what it was, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's how it gets, especially once you get in that mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had the moments where, like, you know, you get them spurts of inspiration. So
right.
You start writing.
Right.
But then, like, as soon as you, like, double down and be like, you know what? I got to get this written.
Yep.
You spend, you know what I'm saying? Like, you spend nights where you barely sleep.
Yep. And you just go. That extra, you gotta push. Mm-hmm. It ain't always gonna be fun and easy. It ain't always gonna come easy.
Yeah.
So
that's how it is. But hey, like they say, you live like nobody else will today. You live like nobody else will later on.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta invest and put in the time, man. You know, it all show. It all pay off at the end of the day.
So all right. So tell people that don't know who you are more about who you are. Who are you?
Okay. My name is Peris Devon Edwards. Born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. Graduated from Rogers. Go Red. Class of 2006.
06.
From best class ever. Last building. Last class out of the last building.
The old building.
The real Rogers.
Yes. Before they moved into that prison.
Right. So I graduated from Rogers in 06. Accepted a football scholarship to go play at Miami of Ohio. I'm also known as Miami University. Graduated from there in 2010 with a bachelor's in social work with a minor in coaching. Left there, pursued the NFL, didn't make the NFL, played arena football, a little Canadian football. Did that for 3 years, decided to move on, and that's where my love for writing started, actually.
Okay.
I needed an outlet to substitute football. Football had been a part of my life for so long, so I just started writing for fun as an outlet.
Right.
Became passionate about it. Started working at Jeep at the time, worked a handful of other jobs in between as well. Became interested in the fire department.
Okay.
From then on, I just kept writing, created my own website, got on the fire department. Gives me ample time to be able to go speak, to be able to write, to be able to travel, to do the things I love. But in a nutshell, man, I'm just a guy from Toledo that wants to better my city, be a representation of my city, be an example as a leader to my city, to my family members, that you can do anything you put your mind to. You know, people always say that I do a lot, and how do you do this and that. It's all about the strength of God, first of all, and it's all about deciding what you want to do, and not letting anything stop you. You know, the path ain't gonna go how you think it is, but that don't mean you can't get there.
Exactly.
So that's me in a nutshell.
You gotta zig and zag.
Exactly.
So you work for the fire department. You also substitute teach. Now, to me, that just kind of shows me you kind of have a passion to help people.
Absolutely. That's my number one passion, helping people. If I'm doing something and it's not helping somebody, I feel like I'm ultimately wasting my time. The fire department, I don't have to change who I am when I'm at work. When I substitute teach as well, I don't have to change who I am when I'm at work, because I naturally love to help people. That's who I am as a person. So when I found 2 jobs, or 2 careers, should I say, I can just be who I am. I feel like I'm not working. I feel like
that's how I
feel like I'm not. I literally feel like I'm not working. So I'm blessed beyond measure to have 2 careers, as well as an author, to just be able to just help people. It's that simple. That's what it's all about.
That's what's up. That's what it's, like you said, that's what it's all about. You know, it's not just about a paycheck or how much you're making or nothing like that. It's more about what makes you come alive. You know what I'm saying? Like what your passion is.
Exactly.
So I like that. I love that.
I appreciate that.
So the book, 365 Days of Happiness.
Yes, sir.
What is this book about?
Well, this book is essentially about the 4 years, because the hardest thing I've ever went through so far in my life is when I stopped playing football. The one thing I had to figure out about happiness is that happiness is who you are, not what you do. Up until I stopped playing football, I didn't realize I was happy because I was playing football versus being happy because of who God made me to be. I knew I was born an athlete. I knew these things, but it's different when you know something and then you're separated from it, how you're going to react. I didn't respond in the most positive light. I haven't always been this positive, this person as I am today, but it helped molded me in this span of 4 years, where it took me 4 years to write this book, and so much has transitioned in this 4 years. God revealed so many things to me, and it was all He told me. It was all to put in a book and share with somebody. So it's about finding happiness, but finding who you are first. You have to discover who you are. You have to build a relationship with the Lord. Then everything else is easy. Everything else is a blessing, because you know the core of who you are, why God created you, and the reason that you wake up every day and that you're inspired. And you can incorporate you in anything that you do. It don't matter if you work at a factory. It don't matter if you're a firefighter. It don't matter if you're a janitor. Whatever you want to do, and if you incorporate you in it, you're going to bless other people. And that's essentially what this book about. There's stories, there's chapters, all of it is factual, and all of it is something I've experienced and I've learned, and something that God put in my heart to share with others, to help them find unreasonable happiness. Not happiness because you accomplished something, not happiness because you became a firefighter, not happiness because you wrote a book, but happiness because of who you are. And who you are is who God made you and created you to be and give to the world.
Man, that's deep. I feel that, because like you say about happiness is about, like you said, happiness is about who you are.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Happiness, you can't find happiness. You can't find happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And I know so many people, they're out here trying to find happiness, and
like it's lost.
Like it's lost. Like in relationships, they try to find happiness in careers. Like I've been to that point where I've been trying to find happiness in a career and what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? But until just recently, I realized like my happinthis is within me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's not in anybody else. And I mean, I literally like. And I'm not trying to, because this is supposed to be more about him.
No, you're good. You're good.
But like, you know, I feel like I got the greatest wife in the world.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
100.
But you know, I also know that my happiness don't come from her either.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It's understandable.
It has to come from me, no matter what.
I agree.
And I can't, you know, I can't be the best husband I could be without knowing, you know what I'm saying, knowing that my happiness comes from within me. If I can't make myself happy, she can't make me happy, and I can't make her happy.
Man, I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
So so you already kind of touched on like what inspired you to write the book.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you say this book is for? Like who are you targeting with this book?
See, I've been reading some author books, and I read a book. It was called. It was about traditional publishing and self-publishing, and it had the pros and cons of all. And long story short, one of the chapters was about your target audience. You need to know your target audience. My mind couldn't wrap around that my book is targeted for I'm 29, for 20 to 29 year olds, or 40 to 50 year olds, or 18. My book is not that. Will it sell to more of an age group? Maybe. Right. But my book is for anybody who wants to really be unreasonably happy. Meaning, I'm happy because of who I am. As I've said earlier, I'm not happy because of a situation or a circumstance. You can't put an age on that. Right. Because there's people that's our age that's not happy. There's teens. I mean, look at the teen suicidal rate.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being a teen wanting to kill myself.
Right.
So this book is for teens. This book is for young adults as ourselves. This book is for middle-aged people. I mean, I've talked to people who've worked a job for 20 years and they're genuinely not happy. Right. So this book is for everybody, to answer your question. This book is for everybody, man. I'm not placing no limits on what God called me to do to write this book.
Right.
I don't care if a 10-year-old come up to me or a 50-year-old come up to me.
Right.
I'm gonna say this book is for you. Right. Because I'm not gonna limit God. I've done what I can do. I don't know what God can do and how he can reach people with my book. So I have no limits on it. It's for everybody. Right. To answer your question.
Okay.
It's for everybody.
I like that. I like that. You know, then a lot of people, especially like in marketing, which is actually my field, like they'll tell you, like, you know, don't try to target everybody.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? But
that's
the
exactly
thing
what
is, like, especially when it comes to art, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make your art for just, you know, all right, I'm gonna write this for, you know, 20 to 29 year olds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's got, like you said, this book came from you.
Right.
This book is you, basically.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So technically, you wrote this book for you, but you want other people, you know what I'm saying? But you want to spread your message to other people. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. This sounds like a book that you yourself would read. Exactly. You know
and that's how I know it's bigger than me.
Right.
Because I can read a chapter and be like, dang, like I need to work better on that. You know, this book is not to answer questions, every question. Right. This book is because I have more questions than I have answers.
Right.
But this book is to help anybody in any way, shape, or form. So it's I'm not going to place a limit on that. Right. I'm not going to place a limit on that on who it can help.
I feel you.
So who am I to do that?
Right. I feel you.
Yeah.
So okay. So, you know, we already talked about who the book is for. Mm-hmm. What would you say? So you think this would be more in the self-help?
Absolutely. Self-help, if I had to put it in one. Absolutely. Okay. Self-help.
So what do you think what makes this book different from other books in the self-help genre?
It is not a step-by-step answer booklet to get what you want. You know, people say you need to do this, and this to get this. Mm-hmm. This is not that. I'm telling you what I did. But you have to, this is a book, like I said, to get to know you. If you don't get to know you, this book won't matter. Right. I'm not sitting up here selling you some steps or some principles to be happy.
Right.
If Stan don't know Stan, you can read my book 100 times. It ain't gonna matter. So that's the difference in this book. It's not a guide to be successful. It's not a guide to be happy.
Okay.
like I said, it comes from within. Not from within my book,
right,
but from within you.
Right.
Once you do that, and that's what my book is trying to get you to do, I'm just telling you how I went about it, what was my journey.
Okay.
And now people can say, okay, well, even though I fear this, I can still go after this because he did it. And then you'll discover your own 365 days. Then you may write your own book.
Right.
Or whoever, they may write their own book.
Right.
So it's about self-reflection, looking in the mirror.
Okay.
That's why this book is different. It's not, I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers.
Right.
I have my story.
Right.
Is what I have. My story.
Okay. And to tell you the truth, that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Nobody has all the answers.
Exactly.
God got all the answers. We don't have all the answers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm not
like
preaching.
that.
I know the answers. That's not what it is.
Right.
That's not what it is.
I like that. And that's one thing I think that a lot of people get crippled by. Like when they really want to do something, they think they can't do it because they don't know. They don't have all the answers.
They don't have all the, that's how they feel. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the key to procrastination.
You preaching today.
Nah, you preaching, bro.
So okay. So what's next after you for you after this? You know, I mean, obviously, you know, the book is just now. You know, it's just now coming out. But I know you are a forward-thinking man.
Absolutely.
What's next for you after this book?
Well, one, get my speaking engagements up. Start traveling, promoting my book hard. But I'll be going back to school to become a paramedic.
Okay.
This summer. So that's technically the next thing. To make me a better firefighter. I'll be able to help more people that way, and just make me a better person to keep my mind challenged. I don't want to get content as a firefighter, as an author, as a teacher, just as a person in general. I don't want to get content. So going back to school to become a paramedic to enhance my skills on the EMS side of the fire department, I feel will only help me. So exactly what's next is paramedic school. That's going to keep me pretty busy because we're still working full time and things of that nature. But that's the next step. And then, you know, promote my book hard and become a New York Times bestseller.
That's it. That's the goal.
That's it.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Absolutely.
So okay. So where can people find you?
Oh man, people can find me on Facebook, Peris Devon. People can find me on Instagram, Catch Me If You Can. You can find me on Snapchat, Peris Devon. My book is sold on Amazon, 365 Days of Happiness. That's Peris Devon Edwards. You can find me on my YouTube channel. Email edwardpd@miamioh.edu.
And I'll link all of that below too. And one last question.
And the website too. www.365daysofhappiness.org.
All of that will be in the link. All those links will be in the description below.
Appreciate you.
Now, one last thing I did kind of notice about you, you know, and I know you're familiar with Eric Thomas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You kind of remind me of somebody that's not necessarily on the path to being an Eric Thomas, but you can really see the inspiration, the Eric Thomas inspiration in your work. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to throw that out.
That's humbling to know. I don't study just Eric Thomas, but he's one of the guys I study. I mean, in anything you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly.
You study people that's great at what they do. And you take little bits and pieces from all of them.
Exactly.
You know, and Eric Thomas, he's the best out right now.
Yeah.
So it's humble to hear that. But I do study Eric Thomas. I study all great speakers.
So who else do you study besides Eric Thomas?
I study Eric Thomas. I study Les Brown. I study Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins is the beast.
What's the guy name that played football? That's the paralyzed arm. Yep. I study him. I study also Maya Angelou, rest in peace. Phenomenal motivational speaker.
Right.
I study Barack Obama, one of the greatest speakers ever.
Yes.
His delivery is perfect.
Yeah.
Those are probably my top 4 to 5 for sure. Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah. See, that's like you said. You know, I love the fact what you just said. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't.
You really don't.
You don't.
Take bits and pieces of different people, you know, and kind of use it to mold it into who you want to be.
And sprinkle you all in it.
Exactly. Because me, I feel like I'm a blend of, for the stuff that I put out, you know, I feel like I'm a blend of people like Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I do.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Grant Cardone. Those are some of the people that I follow.
There you go.
Joel Brown from AddictedToSuccess.com.
There you go.
Evan Carmichael on YouTube.
We all have a little somebody in us.
Yeah,
absolutely,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Whoever I can find that is putting out a good message,
right?
That I feel really speaks to me.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's a part of me. You know what I'm saying? So
there you go.
So yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't. Be a great student, man.
Exactly.
Great students make great teachers.
Exactly. This has been great.
Oh, it's my pleasure, brother. It's my pleasure, man. I appreciate it.
Haven't seen this dude in about a good 10 years.
Man.
And I just want to share a funny story before we go though.
I think I know where this is going.
No, it's not about football.
Oh, okay, good.
He played football. I was just on the team.
Oh, stop.
But it's just the funniest thing that I can remember about Peris from when we was in high school was actually our graduation day, because of course our last names are the same. We're not actually we're not related, but we got the same last name.
Right.
So he got called before I did at graduation.
Okay.
Right. And of course he was very, very popular in high school. Of course I was very, very unpopular in high school. And so luckily, when they called his name, he got so many cheers because that's the scariest thing. Like your name get called and it's just crickets, right? So luckily his name gets called and he gets all these cheers from the girls and all of that. My name gets called and what would have been crickets, luckily I still had some overlapping cheers from when he got called.
Stop it, dude.
So I didn't have to walk across the stage with crickets. So I really appreciate his popularity
dude, you funny,
in high
man.
school.
You silly.
So I just wanted to share that as a closing story.
That's funny. That's good stuff.
So make sure you follow Peris Divine. Make sure you pick up the book 365 Days of Happiness.
Yes,
Everything will be linked up in the description below.
Yes, sir.
And once again, Peris Divine Edwards.
Appreciate y'all.
Take care.